Welcome to Your Path After High School, presented by ISAC, the Illinois Student Assistance Commission. I'm your host, George Blaze. As students prepare to move on from high school, many may already have plans in motion, while some families and students might not even know how to begin their journey. That's okay. ISAC is here for you. ISAC has programs and resources to help you build a foundation and to find out and discover what's possible for you, with resources available to help you carve a path to your future. On today's program, we'll be speaking with Abel Montoya, Director of Outreach Operations at ISAC, and Robin Coates, an ISAC Corps member. We'll also get some direct insight from Pat Ackerman in the Financial Aid Office at Moraine Valley Community College. So let's get right into it. Joining me now is Abel Montoya, Director of Outreach Operations at ISAC. Abel, so good to talk to you today.
It's my pleasure. It's good to be here, George.
Well, there may be people watching today who aren't familiar with ISAC. Just give us a little bit of a background of what ISAC is really all about.
Sure. So ISAC, we're a state agency that helps students in Illinois help them make college affordable and accessible after high school.
Now, of course, there's many online tools that ISAC makes available to students, but we've been through such a strange year this past year. Have there been significant changes in your process from previous years?
Well, the mechanics themselves haven't really changed in filling out the FAFSA itself, but we have to do everything virtually this year because of the pandemic. So it's been really tough for the families and for the students. And by the way, the FAFSA, for those that are new, is the Free Application Federal Student Aid, which is a federal form that helps students pay for college.
And FAFSA, what does it consist of? I mean, what does the form look like? How long does it take to fill out?
Sure. Oftentimes, the FAFSA can be intimidating for families because, first of all, it's the first time they're doing it and has over 100 questions on it. But when they do it online, there's something called a project, so they don't get to see all the questions. They see the questions that are pertinent to them or relevant to their specific situation. And when they fill out this form, it's going to ask for student information, it's going to ask for parent information, it's going to ask for information on their income, on their taxes, and all this is used to determine if they qualify for any federal aid, or in this case, the state of Illinois, any state aid, or any financial aid from the college themselves.
There may be parents or families out there that have the best intentions, but they want to keep their baby close to home. And in terms of options and allowing their student to explore places to actually apply for college, it may be limited because they may feel their parents don't want them to leave the city.
Yes, George. This is very true. I work with a lot of students who, they come into this situation where their parents, want them to stay home. Their parents want them to live at home and go closer. I always have students explore options that are close to home, and then some that are a little bit further. That doesn't mean necessarily out of the state, but maybe an hour or two away. And oftentimes when students begin to go on college tours and tour campuses, they realize that, maybe being just 2 hours away is just enough. And sometimes, those parents, they feel like, okay, you're farther enough to where you won't get on my nerves, but you're close enough that if something goes wrong, I can get to you, right? So just really exploring all of the options and not thinking that being close to home is 30 minutes or living at home, but it can also be just an hour away or hour and a half away. So really just exploring all the options that are out there.
Joining me now is Pat Ackerman from the Financial Aid Department at Moraine Valley Community College. Pat, so good to talk to you today.
Good speaking with you too, George. How are you today?
Things are going great. We're talking about trying to assist students who are going through high school and trying to carve a path after high school. Making the right choice, finding the right fit is so important. And it's schools like Moraine Valley Community College that offer these certificate programs and degrees in areas that are really applicable in today's world. Anything from logistics, automotive sciences and technologies, things that you can get on the ground running and get right in the game.
Yeah, there are a lot of different opportunities for students here at Moraine Valley. And when you're going through this process, be it here or at a different institution, it's important to know what is available and to know your resources. So for example,